Well, what do you guys think? Welcome back to Pfister Farms. Today we're going to be looking at the third crop bales. These bales were baled a couple days ago. I guess this is an uncommon sight. Might be raining. Yeah, the camera doesn't pick it up very much. It is good and black out here. So off of 50 acres, if you do the math, carry the 1 plus the 2, 15 bales is not that great. But it is something better than dried up black alfalfa. So this year we're going to try to get a 4th crop off, but these are 35% wet, that's why they're apart. I've been checking them every couple days for moisture, and they're starting to heat. Yeah, you can feel it. They're starting to heat inside there. So but these are going to be our silage bales to feed to the cattle right now. That's why we didn't tube wrap them. We're just going to feed them all right now, but we don't think we have enough feed. We don't have a nice growing pasture out there anymore at the moment. It's all dried up too, because they mowed off good and short. 1175 is back in the spreader. I'm gonna go spread that shed in the next couple days. The shed where the baby calves are. Crops at the moment. Soybeans over there, or that lighter spot is there about that tall. Back to the bales. The bales, I think these are 52 inch, around there. We try to not make them 70 when they're silage, because our skid loader cannot lift them into the feeder, and when you can't lift them into the feeder, you're gonna break the feeder, which I kind of already broke it today, trying to put one in. That was the biggest one out of the bunch, but it's in now. I gotta find some bolts for it though, and whenever you make hay like this, where it's spotty and sometimes wet, and then sometimes dry, it will start on fire. Like I would dig my hand in here, just about that far, it's hot. Like it's hot in there, and then it'll get even hotter than that, and then it'll find a dry spot, and it'll be like kindling. Like this is really wet, this is dry. You can just tell by your eyes if you're here. But the bales that came off the longest rounds, you guys remember that? The long rounds of that, these are the wettest that Roundup alfalfa. But I think the driest stuff was the short rounds and by my uncle's house. Hopefully we're gonna get a 4th crop off of it, and we're gonna move on from there. But if we don't, we have that little bit of wheat down by where the oats is where we planted wheat for green manure, but we think we're gonna cut it and make baleage out of it if it gets tall enough. These bales, when you make silage bales, you gotta turn your tension down on the bale so your belts don't break. And also, you gotta think of the skid loader, and we thought of the skid loader too. Because when I went out there, I tried to lift one up and it was fine, so then we kept baling. But we're just taking the proper precautions, because if one of these starts on fire, it's gonna burn quite a few. If they were right next to each other, they would burn quite a few, and then we would have destroyed hay. But we're taking it safe. I think the rest of the story is a video on this kind of stuff, where he has wet bales inside of a shed, which is really taking a gamble. But we don't have a shed for our hay either. That's why we have this net wrap. This net wrap is the best stuff you can get. It sheds rainwater really well, like better than string. So you have string that thick. Water can go in this. I think more of the water sheds off and stuff. Like if you look at it like that, wouldn't you think water would just come right down this? That's kind of what we thought when we got our baler. Our baler, the BR 7070, was originally on the 1175, and it is not a silage special. It does not chop it up at all, but it will bale wet hay pretty well, actually. I think a couple of these bales are smaller than others. That's because some of these don't form very well inside the chamber of that baler. Because you got to drive a certain way, and sometimes we screw it up. But we got all the 3rd crop made and off before it rained, and I was hauling the bales off in lightning with the skid loader at like, I think we finished up at 10-11 o'clock at night. So that was a long night. I know someone's gonna say there was dew on that hay, At that point, it really did not matter at all if there was dew on it or no dew, because it was just going to be wet. And those bales over there, them are first crop off that way back field. Other than that, all the hay that we wanted made has been made right now, and we're getting, I think we need more hay to finish out everything for all winter. And one more thing I did to prevent from screwing up and not being able to feed a bale was I found this feeder right here. So this one, if I couldn't lift the bale, I could just put the bale on its side and then flip this over it. Hopefully we won't have to use that at all, because that kind of wastes some material in hay, and hay is expensive. I think that we might be planting more hay ground next year. I think it's not official at all, but I think because we almost need 50 acres of hay in order to feed our whole herd for a year. I know people say 50 acres ain't that much, but when you're getting 3-4 cuttings off of it and doing custom work, it turns into a lot of acreage. Because I think in 2012 or 2013 we had these two pieces here that are corn and beans planted to hay, and that didn't work out very well. So that year I think we cut some and we just chopped it all back on the ground. So we've moved on from all that. So hopefully the hay grows. Now we can get a 4th crop off of it. That's the plan, at least. Our moisture tester is most accurate under 30%. So it could be 50% and it could say 90%. Doesn't matter. All that means it's just wet hay that we have to keep an eye on. And if it's only 10-15 bales, you're not even going to want to bother tube wrapping them, because it's going to be $100, and then the person is just, it's a waste of time basically. So at least this crop of hay is up and in the books. Yeah, this crop of hay is up and in the books, and I really thought there was more than 15 bales out there when I was baling it, because it was that tall. I thought there would be more material out there, but nope. I was thinking 30 bales, but that's almost, well, 50 bales is a bale an acre, and I really wanted to average that like this. I've stuck my hand in here. This is like kindling right here. That is wet and hot down in here. I'm pretty sure this was an outside round too, so I gotta go feed that after this video. So I think these bales are gonna be just fine the way they are. They aren't our best hay, and they aren't the worst. And hopefully this year we don't run out of hay and we have to feed corn stalks again, because that just is not fun with the Hay Saver type feeder. They don't clean up the corn stalk bales, and well, they're more meant for bedding, and some of them that we made last year went from about that tall to about that tall over summer and winter, and didn't turn out very well. But one thing I really want to do is plant a bunch of straw. And if you guys haven't seen the Iowa Dairy Boys, I think that's how you spell it. I don't know how you spell it, but they have been using oat straw, and they say it only takes 1 bale to do 2 bales worth of bedding. Yeah, I want to try that one year and see how much better straw is than corn stalks, because corn stalks is the only thing that we've used for bedding for quite a while with the round bales. This bale just looks weird to me. Yeah, this was a confirmed outside round bale. It's got a stick in it. Probably picked that up while I was raking. So that's gonna be about it for this video. Remember, you all should be hitting that like button. If you hit the subscribe button down there, it's helping me out. And one more thing, I gotta show you what I did to the manure spreader real quick. Been looking at it for quite a while doing this video. As you can see here, this rope is connected in there, and when you pull it, it turns this from high speed to just your apron chain to low speed. I did that. I think it's gonna work a lot more slick than trying to empty it like that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video informing you guys on what we're doing with the 3rd crop hay. Remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next farming video.